Oh, check it out. Thank you very much. All right, so good morning. I'm very happy to be here at a creative morning. Personally, I'm quite more used to destructive mornings, but this is a very welcome change of that. In November 2005, me and a group of friends, Pernilla and Roland, went down to a local street market looking for Christmas presents for a few girls that we knew. And we're sorry to see that we couldn't find anything that we liked. We found lots of pretty stuff, lots of beautiful stuff, lots of cute stuff, but nothing that had a message, nothing that said something that we wanted to tell those girls. So we went home empty-handed and felt that we needed to do something. We wanted to do it for ourselves. So this was at a part of our lives when we were somewhat down and out. I was struggling with depression. We had love trouble. We had lost jobs, and it was generally a dark period of our lives. And we felt that we needed to do something about it. So we went online, looking at tutorials of how to do screen printing. And we bought a starter's kit, and a month later we were there at the same market with a bag full of 50 t-shirts and low expectations of what people would think of it, but we felt that we at least had made something that we liked, something that had a message, something that we felt was important. And people liked it. We were surprised but very happy to see that people liked it. And we ended up spending the weekends there for the coming 3 years and spending our weeknights crafting the crap out of a small little apartment in Skärholmen in Stockholm, which, to be honest, I'm surprised is still standing today because of all the work that went down there. It was a mess, but it was fun, and it was also a great laboratory for us. We had the opportunity of trying lots of ideas, everything we could come up with. We tried to create that and took it with us on the weekends, and some stuff worked, some didn't, but it was a perfect laboratory to try out ideas. And we did. Lots and lots, and this is where we grew up, pretty much. We ended up in not only that market, to this idea of ours, this idea of some design with a message, something that had something to say, that wasn't pretty, that wasn't bland, that wasn't boring, worked. And it took us all over the world, to museums, to galleries, to design shops, to markets, to pretty much everything. And it's been a great adventure, this wild little puppy of ours that has dragged us along in the leash, and we're just trying to keep up. And it's been a very fun experience, and I think that we found something doing this. We are drowning in beauty, hit every day by a landslide of beautiful things, beautiful people, beautiful homes, and I don't think we can handle it. I think this has much of a more negative effect on us than we think. This overexposure to beauty. We are also hit every day by the message of cool. It's very important to be cool, but it's a very vague concept. It doesn't really mean anything. We just know that we want to be cool. We aspire to be cool without really knowing what it is. And even though you are cool or considered cool, I'm not sure that you know that you're considered cool. So it's not necessarily a goal that you need to work at. We are also hit every day by an idea, a quite depressing one. The idea that somewhere out there, in the space, in another world close to ours, there is someone called a better you. There's always a better you somewhere out there, but you don't know who it is. You've never met this person, but you have to try to become it. You have to work hard, you have to think the right things in order to become that better you, which, in fact, you will never become. You will always be you. And if you should get better, and good for you, it's a ladder that doesn't stop. There will always be someone even better that you can aspire to. It will never be enough. You will never be good enough. And this is a much bigger problem than I think we like to admit. When you work with design, you get to meet lots of designers, you get to see lots of design, and we started to notice something. And as my father once said, when I asked him if I could get a new bicycle, "Son, let's think about that." Let's think about that. Design is everywhere. It has invaded every inch of our personal space from the second in the morning when you are woken by the alarm of your iPhone till the minute you go to bed at night in your IKEA sheets. That whole day has been filled with design from start to finish. It's everywhere, but it doesn't really tell you anything. All of this design could tell us something, could try to mean something. Design has power, but at the moment it isn't really utilizing it, and I think it should. Designers are instead aesthetic factory workers with the job of making stuff pretty, taking ideas, taking machines and making them pretty. When in fact, they have a power that they are not using. And they should. Why not? Look, you're powerful. Use that power to create the change that you want to see. Design can even be quite evil. Why do they put armrests on chairs in airports? So that they can't be used for sleeping. If I have an 8-hour stopover in Frankfurt in the middle of the night, why can't I be allowed to lay down? Is it because it looks bad for the 1% of travelers who are international businessmen passing through on their way to the VIP lounge? Or is it because you take up space when the terminal gets crowded? Well, you could just ask me to move. Don't assume I'm a prick. Talk to me. This type of design creates distance between people, and I don't like it. It's become somewhat a trend to put spikes in public spaces so that these spaces can't be used for sleeping. Why not? Why is that? And why make park benches slanted so they can't be lied on? Why not instead put heating in them? Make them warm. Hell, you could even put an acrylic glass dome over it like the ones you have on a ski lift, so that you can create small life pods that are perfect for sleeping in. Heated and protected from the wind and the rain. Why not? A scary trend that we have seen is that this overexposure to beauty, this abundance of information, has made thinking for yourself less and less important, less and less remembered. And this is a scary development. Maybe we are starting to forget the importance of thinking for yourself. And instead, with a second-long attention span, just move on to the next thing. Next thing, next thing. And we need to start thinking about our lives and what we do. Maybe we aren't living in that prosperous, bright future we were hoping for, thinking that we did. Maybe society is going places we didn't think it would. We don't want it to go. The increase of racism, the lessened respect for basic human rights, and a generally less tolerant society is something that I think we are seeing signs of. And that is a very, very scary development. And as my father once said, when I asked him if I could get a brand new guitar, "Son, let's think about that. Let's think about that." There are, of course, examples of people utilizing their design power. And there are so many fun ideas that are never realized because the one important thing is that stuff should be pretty. Why isn't there a bridge that's a trampoline? Why isn't there an old lady Barbie? Why isn't there more collaborative art and design? And why is art that is makes you think so often illegal? We have many dream projects. But one dream project that we've always had is designing an airline. Because an airline has so much design. And it's so cool, it's such a cool space, and if there's one place where we pretend to be someone we're not, it's when we do air travel. We sit in the plane, reading the in-flight magazine, looking at watches that cost $10,000, thinking, hey, maybe I should buy that one. When in reality, we spend 2 hours online looking to save $20 on the ticket. Why isn't there an ugly airline? I would love that, to go on an ugly airline. And it's a dream project of ours that we very much like to do. SAS, you used to have sort of a rainbow-colored logo. An idea, why not rainbow stripe your airplanes? And quite literally send a very important message of tolerance and respect throughout the world every day. I think that would be a good idea. Here's some stuff that we did. These things pretty much paid my salary for a few years. The cross-stitch embroidery kits. Based on the idea that creating for yourself is very important. And we make lots of kits to get people started on creating for themselves. And the idea here is that you don't have to make your home into the cookie cutter mold that you find in magazines. You can make a home that you want to live in, that you like, instead of making it an exhibition of the person you ought to be. Pillow wars. We made soft pillows made for pillow wars. And why, as an idea of a soft war, why is there even a hard war? And why does rebellion so often end in violence? When it's sad to see. I'm proud to say that we are Guinness World Record holders. A few years back, we made the world's largest ever rag doll called Mismo at the kids area of the Stockholm Pride Festival. A very fun and collaborative effort that went on for a few weeks there and was very fun. And yes, as we said, a world record. Fun to be a world record holder. Here's an example of a collaborative art piece that we did for a museum in Kluft, which was very fun and turned out completely messed up and wonderfully ugly. A few years back, the Stockholm design fair, Formix, decided to have the theme happy. Quite ironically, we thought. But they asked us to design the cafe area. And since we didn't really consider ourselves happy, we decided to do the only natural thing and make it into a candy-colored mental institution, complete with padded walls, happy pills, and staff in nurses' uniforms. With the idea that here you can come and cure yourself of your needs to be perfect. Here you can come be crazy with the rest of us. Be mad like the rest of us. Be a monster like the rest of us. Hundreds and hundreds of pins. And so we end up at this girl. In 2009, we made a Muslim hijab for the Swedish national costume, Sverigedräkten, with an idea of a more open and tolerant society. And of course, we came the obligatory hate emails, racist comments, pages and pages and pages of comments, negative ones from right-wing parts of our society, and just a general hate, and we ended up on some sort of blacklist, according to them. I was happy to see that the Muslim community liked it very much, and I've used it at many occasions. But it's scary to see that we did this in 2009, and it felt perfectly fine to do it then. But if we have done it now, I'm not sure we would have dared. The climate of our society has changed for the worse since then, and it would be very scary to do something like this today. And that's frightening. We've also made hundreds and hundreds of these guys, made after a recipe of handmade. We've never made two. They are handmade, they are unique, and they all have a story. And these are monsters, made because we had thought they had a therapeutical effect. Like we had lots of monsters inside that we wanted to get rid of, that we needed to take out in the sun and watch them explode. We wanted to cure ourselves of our monsters and tell people of our monsters and how we battle them every day. And we met monsters in real life, other people who had monstrous sides. And we wanted to do something with that too. So to get rid of them, we created monsters out of them, and we inspired everyone we could come up with to do monsters. Think of monsters that they carry around or that they meet in their lives. And it's been very fun to see so many people doing this, downloading our instructions and doing their own. It's been very popular, especially at schools, where we get lots of emails every month with pictures of school children that have made their own monsters and tried to do the same thing. Because you see, we aren't all perfect. We aren't all pretty. Life is a beauty contest, and we are all losers. We are monsters. Cute little furry monsters. Insecure, happy, furry, but yet monsters, not Barbie dolls. I'm a monster. You're a monster. He's a monster. We are all monsters. And that's the way it should be. We like it that way. And I'm happy to meet so many monsters here today. With all the sparkling beauty of life and the world, don't waste your time worrying about surface and appearances. Enjoy your life, your work, and most importantly, yourself, because you are all you've got. And my last and most astounding fact is this: you are good enough. You are good enough. You are all pretty ugly. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And as my father once said when I asked him if a girl could sleep over, son, let's think about that. Let's think about that. Thank you very much.